Welcome back to our little journey that we're having. Last week I talked about the 1/10 conscious and 9/10 subconscious, and as you see, I've got this little ball in my hand, and this is the karmic ball. This is where all your past lives are in a little ball right here. Laugh with me. But all your karma is sitting right in here, in the 9/10 subconscious. We talked a lot about that last week, and I'm going to go on about that because I think it's worth discussing a little bit more about this week. All your karma is here, sitting in your subconscious. And as you dig through the ice and an unveiling happens where one of these little pieces come up to surface, okay? Get freed from the ball and come up to the surface, and there they sit. And all of a sudden, you have a realization that there's a foreign something happening in your 1/10 conscious, something you hadn't thought about before, something that kind of triggered you to wonder what this little thing is in your conscious mind that's kind of got you, that's got your attention. And you observe it a little more, and you watch what's happening. And this could be, let's just take, you're a working person and you have a boss. And that boss has been your boss for 5 years. And he's always rattled you somehow. You've had to deal with him, and just as soon as you feel like you've dealt with him and you've got him, your mind under control when he's around, something else starts happening in your mind. And all of a sudden, something is triggered in your subconscious to bring up more information about this boss that you are working with. Ho, he's been with me in the past. We were enemies, and now we're here to work something out. Oh, I have new light on the subject. A little piece of unveiling happened. I have this little tiny piece in my consciousness now to look at. Oh my goodness, he was my enemy. And that's why I don't like him. Now what do I do? What do I do when I find somebody in my little subconscious mind that I'm not too fond of, and that rattles my chain? First of all, what you do is recognize it, which now we have recognized it. This boss, rattling my chain for 5 years, upsetting me at least once a week, and I've had to deal with this. And I'm using a boss. It could be your mother-in-law, it could be your father, you could be your child, it could be anything in your life. But something has been unveiled, and you are consciously looking at this. Now, the proper procedure for you is, oh, he was with me before and we were enemies. We're here to support each other. Now, how do I turn that around in my mind? How do I deal with that? Okay, when you have a quiet time, you start journaling. You start writing about this boss and what has happened in the past with this boss in this lifetime. And then say, okay, so he's been with me before and we've been enemies. And we're here to both be supportive of each other. And man, I don't feel very supportive of him. What do I do? Well, now I'm recognizing that we've been together before and that it's not been a pleasant journey. Now, what do I need to balance my karma? Get rid of this forgiveness. The answer is always, if you don't know what to do, the answer is forgiveness. Because you don't know where that started. Maybe we're just talking about the last lifetime that you had with him, but maybe you've been with that soul 10 lifetimes, and that onion will be peeled back. But for right now, we have a boss we don't like. We can use that very process to forgive what's going on now and find out how in later months you will have more understanding on how to, I'm going to say, remedy this karma. What is it yours to do? How are you going to face this boss in his angry ways? Are you going to turn on him with anger? Because that's what he pulls out from you. And then you're going to be back in another lifetime with each other, trying to work it out once more. And now this goes with wives and husbands or anything else. Those people that are wrangling you the most are those that have been with you before. And they are here for the purpose of helping us discover our whole self. Yes, indeed. Let me tell you, the people that wrangled me the most were my greatest friends, because they made me work, they made me dig, and they made me forgive. You don't know who started the fight. You might think it's him right now or her right now, but what I have found out, when I got down to the nitty-gritty of it and got all the way down here, I found out that anger started way down in here somewhere. And it had many, many layers and finally came to my conscious mind now, because I want to master. I want to move in consciousness. And I have the support of a master teacher and the support of an out-of-body master teacher. I have the best of all worlds. But I also have to take responsibility for the forgiveness work. And the forgiveness work is an important part of dealing with your subconscious. An extremely important part. I would say to myself, if there's nothing else, I need to forgive. Because if I forgive that person that's wrangling me, maybe I am really forgiving myself, because I was the beginning of the wrangling. But if I wasn't, I did spiritual good work, and I released that soul to its highest good, as I'm releasing myself to my highest good. So sometimes these things that are happening in your life that you say, God, why is this happening to me? Go right ahead and say that. Why is it happening to me? Give me more information. Show me a book. Show me something. Give me a book to open up and look at. I found my spiritual power tools my best ally. Because when I didn't know what to do, I would go in and say, well, I'm going to open it up. What tool do I need? What tool out of this tool book, this tool chest right here, do I need? And I have found out that the 7 steps for successful life transitions has a lot of forgiveness work in it, and it's very, very powerful to help you to move out of your subconscious. And I will talk about the 7 steps at a later date. And if you want to have some information and you've read this book and studied this book and used this book, you know the 7-step process. It's a process to be used on the subconscious. Very important process is the 7-step process. Forgiveness is the answer. I had no idea how to forgive. Honestly, I didn't. I didn't know what to do. Oh God, I have to forgive. One of the people that I didn't like too well when I was about 24 years old was my mother-in-law. She was far too bossy for me. And when I started on my little journey here, one of the very first things I had to face is my mother-in-law. And why I disliked her so much. When she never really did anything bad to me. I mean, really. It was just an instant don't care for. And here she was, my mother-in-law. I thought, oh my God. Well, when I was peeling back the onion, I found out that she was in many lives with me, and we played many parts with each other. No wonder I was having problems this lifetime. How do I forgive her? What do I need to do? I need to forgive. I need to let go. And I didn't want to live with this kind of anger about something I didn't know anything about. I was angry about something I didn't, Jane, little Janie here, didn't know anything about. But it was deep in my subconscious, and she was here to help me to forgive and to release her. So my work seriously began on how to erase karma. Forgiveness erases karma, erases it. It poofs, it dissolves it. If you can look at it this way, when that piece comes up to be looked at, and you look at it, the sun comes out and melts the ice. That's the way I used to look at it. Okay, forgiveness is the sun coming out to melt the ice chip and turn it into water. Forgiveness is a powerful tool, and it must be used because you don't know who started the fight. And I found out many a time that I was the instigator. Maybe 15 lives earlier, but I instigated it, and sometimes I didn't. Didn't matter. The work had to be done. You need to know your whole self. It's important to know your whole self because your whole self is in God. Your soul is trying to set itself free. Your soul is trying to set itself free in this incarnation. That's what you came in to do, or you wouldn't be listening to this video. It wouldn't make any sense, and it wouldn't be interesting to you, and it would, hey, turn it off. She's got to be crazy. But if you're interested and you're listening, your soul is the thing that's more interested in this than your personality self. And your soul is who I'm talking to. I want your soul to come forth and take charge of this 1/10 limited life that you're in. So it can erase all this subconscious iceberg and melt it into God consciousness. So what I'm saying here is that when we get working on this and we melt this down, we become one with the ocean. Part of the ocean of love, the ocean of wisdom, the ocean of understanding, the non-judgment, just the pure beingness of your pure beingness. So you're chipping away at this iceberg so that it'll melt into the ocean of God consciousness, and you become more God conscious as the iceberg evaporates into God. So you're not alone on this project. I felt very alone at times. I thought I would never get through this mess. Thought it would be impossible. And I kept chipping away and chipping away. And I found out there was many stages to the chipping away too. And I'll go into more detail about that as time goes on. But there is many stages. But right now for today, I just want you to look at this one portion here, that new information is going to be coming to your conscious mind from your subconscious. Look for it. Observe. This is why I've been pumping since the first of the year. Be the good observer of self. Bifurcate yourself. Watch yourself. See what's triggering that which is going on in your mind. Getting control of that mind and your emotions. It's a big job, but you can do it. If I could do it, you can do it. You're probably much stronger than me, but I forged, and I'm here to tell you that you can do it. Let this subconscious be melted into God conscious, and then you become God aware, God in oneness, the I am presence, because this I am presence is the melted iceberg in the ocean of God. The ocean. It's the same as the ocean. You become one. You become one with the ocean of God. One with the ocean of God's love. One with the ocean of wisdom. And one with the desire for the planet to grow and to change and to be, and that we all blossom into something greater than we ever thought we could be. Just think of if 10,000 of us become God conscious, we would change the destiny of this planet. We would change humanity at depth. Be one of those ones that are willing to change humanity at depth. But it does, absolutely does, require something from us. It requires our diligence, our commitment, and our desire to know God in us as us. So I congratulate you for listening to this video and not turning me off, but listening to my words of wisdom. Someone that went down here and dissolved and became. Would I ever want to be anything else? No. Being a human being is very difficult. Living in the opposites is so difficult. Wow. To be in the world but not of the world, and that means I don't live in the opposites. I don't live there. That's not where I breathe and have my beingness. I have my beingness in the ocean, the infinite ocean of forever love, forever intelligence. I support you. I love you. I love you with all my heart because I know how many times I struggled and how many times I fell on my knees and how many times I just begged, please help me, Father, Mother God, please help me. I surrender. I must have surrendered 1,000,000 times in the 45 years that I've been on this journey, almost going on 50. I must have surrendered 1,000,000 times. But every time I truly surrendered with my heart of hearts, and I meant it with all my heart, and your teacher knows when you surrender and say, help me to overcome myself, because I am not strong enough to do it right now. Help me. That help will come. I bless you. I love you. As together, we are making this journey. I'm supporting you, supporting the I am presence that you are. I see that I am presence in you. I magnetize it. I bring it to your full awareness. Nothing is ever lost in the great ocean of love and light. Bye-bye for now, and I look forward to being with you again next week.